when Bethany Frankel says that the two morons have no identity, I think that's by design because it's supposed to look as if these two idiots pulled themselves out of the royal family and they became independent citizens, quote unquote, and that was supposed to be the life that they're living. Yet, if you look at what has happened in reality, you're talking about two people that have tried quite possibly their hardest to portray themselves as if they're still members of the royal family. So when Bethany Frankel says, since the two of them left the monarchy, they've never been able to really get their footing because there's an identity issue, well, I feel like that's by design. I feel like they're doing that on purpose. So that way, their fans can defend them and say, well, no, Harry and Meghan, they pulled themselves out of the royal family. They're independent citizens. But then in reality, when you see these two idiots going to a hub for wildfire victims in Pasadena, you're going somewhere right after a tragedy. That's something that royals do. As a matter of fact, Harry did that. Hurricane Sandy over there on the East Coast. And he had no business there. Why was he there? Because back then, he was still a part of the royal family, right? So they're trying as hard as they can to look like they're in the royal family. So Bethany goes on like who she used to be pre-royal, call girl. I guess that's what she's talking about, allegedly, to who she wants to be post-royal. Some type of influencer, the same that she used to be back in 2015. That's who she wants to be. What role was his as a royal to what his role is now as a post-royal? I don't think his role has changed in any way, shape, or form. Harry is still doing the same stupid shit he did when he was a royal. He's still going to charity events. He's still making stupid speeches. He still has Invictus. So in my point of view, this is my opinion, and I know people always get pissed off when they say this. When I say this, these two people are half in, half out. They want all the perks of looking like they're in the royal family without having to do any of the work. And yes, I know. Oh, Andrew, they're not half in, half out. Okay, then they're not. You don't have to get upset. I think it's not a branding issue. I think it's an identity and authenticity issue, but it's hard for people to be authentic when they're not really sure on who they are or what it is. I'm going to go ahead and disagree. I think these two idiots know exactly what they're doing. I think they wanted it this way, and it's called plausible deniability. All right. They're able to say, no, 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 we're not in the royal family anymore. Oh, really? Then why do you still go to events as if you're in the royal family? What? No, no. It's just because Harry wants to keep up with his charities, and Harry and Meghan want to go to hockey games, and they want to sit in front, and Harry wants to drop the puck. Okay, so then you still want the perks of looking like a royal, right? But then they'll still say, people will still defend them. No, that's not true. They're independent. Okay, fine. Even though we've seen what happened with the U.S. government, all the fraud. So then she goes on, Bethany does, Meghan Markle can't win for losing, so you guys were irritated with that trailer for how her show was perfect, like Martha Stewart, real simple perfect. Is this woman a fan of hers? Because this doesn't sound like she's ripping her like this claims. And then you were irritated that she was super all natural, describing her new brand coming out, where the name has changed, I guess, from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever. And I think the reason she can't win for losing is that there's a lack of identity. Look, her identity is that she's an unemployed former actress, call girl, and she's doing everything that she possibly can to fake her way to fame. That's what she's doing. She's literally a feminist that is now creating content like a trad wife. So I think that her identity is pretty easily sewn up in their own mind, at least. It's just public perception. So I'm waiting for Bethany Frankel to rip them, as this supposedly said. Lack of identity and understanding as to exactly who she is to the audience. She's a spoiled brat to the audience, Bethany. It sounds like this woman is on her side or something. I don't know. Are you getting that from this? Like, first we're in Montecito and it's all perfect, which it should have been fine. Commit to the bit, because they do live in, I think, a $20 million house, $23 million house, and it's pretty pristine. So commit to that. But I think because of the reaction from you guys, meaning us, the public, now it's more natural and just delivering really unfiltered, fresh, out of bed content that is turning people off, because they're like, what happened to the perfect content? What are you talking about, Bethany Frankel? What the hell is this woman talking about? It just seems like she's been blabbering on. Look, I'm sorry. If you're a fan of Bethany Frankel, this sounds like she's blaming us for not understanding Meghan. And you've heard what I'm reading, and I'm reading it. So I don't know what you want me to say. I'm gonna say it straight up. They need to change the title of this stuff, and maybe I should too. This doesn't sound like Bethany Frankel ripped the two idiots. It doesn't.